Hey there, this is Greg, the Masked Gamer, and I am here today to unbox Molly House. Um, Molly House is a game about queer society in the early 18th century, and even though it's not the kind of the style of game I would usually get, based on the world today, I felt like this was very important. For those folks who are new to my channel, this is a space for COVID cautious folks to talk about board games. You don't need to be COVID cautious to be here, provided there is no harassment, denialism, or minimization of any kind. With that said, I am here by myself today, so I do not need to wear a mask. I wear a mask for visibility, just like this game is about visibility. Just like a lot of things right now need to be about visibility in the dumpster fire of a world that we are in. Um, while I still have free speech, or some semblance thereof, I intend to use it, and buying this game and supporting the making of it is one of the ways that I plan to do so. So, with that said, Molly House on the back, it says Thomas Wright's house on Beach Lane is no more. Many of your closest friends are now in custody. Wow, it's going to be like my life in 6 months. Okay, some say it was the work of Mark Patridge, who seemed so sour over what happened during the christening ceremony, but it's impossible to know for sure. Now we have one fewer refuge in London. Still, the house's reveries ring in your mind. Perhaps there's time for just one more party. Will you attempt to rekindle the flame of your community or betray those you love to save yourself? Wow, it's just like on all of the apps where people are being really nasty to each other when we should all be getting along right now. History repeats itself. Okay, Molly House is a historical game about the remarkable queer communities of London in the early 18th century. Players take on the roles of gender-defying Mollies who sought joy in safe havens around the city while being pursued by the Society for the Reformation of Manners. Players score joy using an innovative festivity system. Unlike most card games, players are free to discuss their hands, but be careful. If you share too much, you might find yourself alone at a bustling party, like I used to do back when I used to go to parties. You must master the subtle arts of suggestion to navigate the game's complex social situations. These festivities will eventually attract the attention of the society, who will attempt to coerce players into collaboration. You are never required to betray your community, but as your world collapses, the offer of safety may prove irresistible. Wow. Just make sure your fellow Mollies do not discover your efforts to turn them in. Designed by Joe Kelly and Cole, I'm going to pronounce the last name wrong, Whirl, who created Root and PAX Premier and Arcs, like very popular games, and featuring a challenging solo mode by acclaimed designer Richard Wilkins. Molly House offers a window into a fascinating period of history that demands our attention. And I agree. It does demand our attention. So this is a game that basically, no matter how I feel about this, I'm going to like it. Like it's not the kind, like, from what I understand of the gameplay, it's not the kind of thing that I enjoy. But gosh darn, thank God this is getting, if you believe in a God, that this is getting published in 2025 when all of these things are happening all around us. Okay, here's that back of the box that I just read and some illustrations, and we're going to open it up. Here we go. Molly House. Molly House. Rules of play. Oh boy, this is a lot of words for me. Lots of words, lots of words, lots of words. I'm also very tired, but I will do my best to read this very lots of words. Here's all the stuff. I like that there's a lot of history in on display here. I'm gonna like cry reading this book based on what's been going on. Rules for the Rookery. This, I think that is the solo automa. And I don't think I'm going to be recording a solo playthrough of this, just because, like, from what I know of it, it's not the kind of game that I personally am strong at playing. But I will try to get it to table with some people and then do a deeper review thoughts afterwards. Here is the board. We have it's kind of Monopoly-esque, and some places around London, which make me very homesick for London. I didn't know how big the board was going to be when I set up the camera, so it is what it is. That looks like a Victory Point track. It's the art board. Okay, we have some other things here. This looks like these are our reference cards for regular players, and then it looks like this is a reference card for the automa. Okay, then we've got some punch boards. It tells us what our basic actions are, which are indulge, lie low, and accuse, and our side actions of throw festivity, cruise, ruh-roh, and shop. It'll tell you where the areas of cruising are dangerous, like Alabama, or Russia, which is, you know, what we're turning into here, Russia. So each each color player has their own cutout sheet, which are identical, it looks like. Game has given us some baggies for storage. Over here we have, what is this? We have the Molly House neoprene playmat. I'm not sure what we're supposed to do with the Molly House neoprene playmat, but there is a Molly House neoprene playmat. Maybe it's to serve some tea and cozies here. We have our wooden pieces. So these are our tokens, which are very much like colored chess pieces, if you will. Then we have some markers for tracks. One of those is a noose, which is ominous. Oh, two of those are nooses, which is ominous. And then we have this candelabra. I don't know what we do with it, but it exists. And those are some wooden tokens. And then we've got a whole bunch of boxes, cubes rather, and I guess what are the four? It looks like four colors, even though there's 5 pawns, so these must not be related to player color, but be related to something else. We have a set of dice. Set of dice. We've got we've got 2 pink D6s here. We've got some black D6s here, and then we've got our least favorite dice in the world, some D10s. They're my least favorite dice in the world because of Aeon Trespass and my experience with those. Then we've got some cards in the box. We got one of the cards in the box. This we've got a map of London on the bottom here. I see Shoreditch up in the right-hand corner, which is a place I used to hang out when I lived in London. So let's open some cards if it's easy to open them. Okay, so we've got an aid for revealed informers. They're bad people. And then we have these look like kind of event cards, like there's the Beggar's Opera, Pudding, Night Walking, and these are all like coded language from that series of time. I think some of them are also Oscar Wilde-ish type quotes, if I'm recognizing them correctly. So there is a lot of history in this game, and it's like, you know, I don't even know what a lot of those terms mean, being, you know, American and not British, and it being 200 years later. So, you know, I would suspect, I would hypothesize that the more you know about this history, the more enjoyable this game is going to be. Like, this isn't a game that I would probably whip out, after, hey, we just played Primal for a few hours. Anybody want to check out this Molly House game? No, I think this is a game that I would play with. That first box was so easy to open. Now the second one is just not. Um, Come on. Oh, it just won't. It just does not want to open. It just does not want to open. But I would try to play this more with people who are in the community. That's not to say that this game is not going to be a game that's good for everyone, and I hope everyone can enjoy it. And from what I understand, everyone can enjoy it. It's just, for me personally, like, I don't know enough about the history to say, yeah, that's what this means, that's what this means, that's what this means. So at least, if I play it with people who might have some frame of reference for it already, they'll get some of these jokes already. So these are like trials of different actual dates where people went on trial for doing things, and some more wording. For anybody who's, and even for people who are not necessarily part of any kind of alternative lifestyle community, we'll say alternative lifestyle community, but our history buffs, there's probably quite a lot to uncover here that just isn't very well known because it's hard to record history of this kind of stuff. But those look like the actual suits cards. And then we have one last thing of little cards to open, which hopefully will come to me more easily than other things. And these cards seem to be items at minimum and something else as well. And we start off with, it looks like, oh geez, it looks like a trial. This poor person was indicted for enticing and endeavoring to commit the foul sin of sodomy. Just like we will probably, it's all sodomy, horrid and detestable sodomy, intent to commit that detestable sodomy, assaulting a person unknown with a commit to, oh gosh, it's so intense, it's so intense. Keeping a house in which she procured and encouraged persons to commit sodomy. Lots of drama about sodomy. And I do like that they all have their own different flavor text on it. If you're convicted, you're hanged. Ooh-wee, okay. These are some items: newspaper notices, bribes, violins. We love a violin. Domino masks, a bottle of gin, a dress of cups. Oh, a dress of cups, a dress of fans, a dress of hearts, and a dress of pentacles. So yeah, just like going through those components is heavy today in 2025, where, as we know, a lot of our trans and non-binary compatriots are suffering a lot right now. Those of us who are cisgender are going to be suffering a lot shortly thereafter. Please don't forget, once they come for them, then they come for you. People are going to hate this video and they're going to hate the things I have to say, but we live in a time where 55% of this country is sick of hearing about the fact that we exist and want us to die, and are very, very upset about us being upset about hearing that. So gather your community, stay tight, please be kind to each other, please support each other, please understand that we are all so stressed out, and just treat each other well. Until then, please don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and please, whatever you do, especially now, please keep those health bars full. Thank you, and try to have a great day.